Hey, and welcome to this lesson on solving equations with two radicals. So normally you could just get everything that's outside of the radical on one side and then square it. However, you may find yourself in a position where there is another radical within the problem. Now, you may get lucky and say this 3 was a 0. If this 3 was a 0, you could rewrite x minus 3, and that would equal the square root of x, and you could square both sides and you'd have x minus 3 equals x, and you could solve for x. However, that's not true. That 3 is there. And therefore, you're going to have to do a little more work. Now, first you want to start by, I would make sure you get all the radicals by themselves and anything else that is not in a radical on the other side of the equation. Then square both sides. This time the radicals won't just magically disappear anymore. Well, not magically, they disappear because of inverse operations. Square roots and exponents, roots and exponents are inverse operations, therefore that's why they cancel out. Now you're going to have to use multiplication, multiplying two binomials to find your answer. The same way you would multiply any other binomials. Same way you would multiply x plus 7 and x minus 3. You're just going to have to be a little more meticulous and make sure you take care of your your radicals and keep them in line. So here we're going to break it up. Square root of x minus 3 minus square root of x. That equals 9. Notice on the right side we just squared 3 and got 9. So if I multiply the square root of x minus 3 times the square root of x minus 3, I'm going to get x minus 3. If I multiply square root of x minus 3 times the square root of x, and then the square root of x times the square root of x minus 3, I get 2 of them, and they are negative. Square root of x minus 3 times square root of x, and then square root of x times the square root of x is just x. And so if I combine like terms, I have 2x. So I'm going to add an x here and here. So I got 2x minus 3 minus 2 times the square root of x squared minus 3x. Now I have one radical, so I can take everything that's not in the radical and move it over to the other side. So now I have 2x minus 12 equals 2 times the square root of x squared minus 3x. I divide each side by 2. I'm left with x minus 6 equals the square root of x squared minus 3x. And from here, it's what we learned in a previous lesson. We're going to square both sides. This radical will disappear now because it's the only radical. So I have x minus 6 times x minus 6 equals x squared minus 3x. I multiply this out and I get x squared minus 12x plus 36, which equals x squared minus 3x. Now I am going to solve for x. My x squares actually cancel out. So negative 12x plus 36 equals negative 3x. Subtract. I get 36 equals 9x, so x equals 4. I'm not done. Don't forget to check your answers. There isn't always necessarily a solution. you see here, if I substitute 4 in, I get a false statement. -1 does not equal 3. Therefore, that is not a valid answer. It is an extraneous solution, and therefore there are no solutions to that problem. Square root graphs look a little something like this. This one must be above the line, and it stops here. It doesn't keep going. This one must be above the line, or something like that, of y equals 3. So this equation, y equals, and this equation, y equals 3, they do not intersect. There's no intersection here. That's why there are no solutions. That's all I have for this lesson. Go ahead, try your homework. If you have any questions, go back through the video. Make sure you take notes. Make sure you reach out to me if you have any questions. Also, utilize the Math Cafe, open from 9 to 3. I'll be in there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 11 a.m.